Hi everybody out there, I'm so excited and feel so humbled to be speaking to you on this video. But first, let us have a word of prayer. Sovereign Father, I've come to listen to your word of this video. Send your Holy God to inspire us to understand your word in between the lines. Teach us, Father, to be good managers of time so that we may learn to make wise decisions on time, and on the other hand, we may get eternal life. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Have you realized that every day when you wake up, the first thing you do is to check what time it is in a clock or on your mobile phone? Probably you get up from your bed because you have already set your alarm clock, and when you see it is 5, 6, or 7 a.m., you get up quickly to take a shower, then take your breakfast and get it ready for work or for any other business. You make your decision based on your time management. Time is the first valuable resource God created before creating anything else. The creation chronology was following a time frame. God Himself is a good project designer and a good time manager. He created the universe based on His decision on a systematic time frame. He created 24 hours first, then the first, the second, the third day up to the whole week. The week summed up to months, months summed up to years, the centuries, and then millennia. Time plays a major role in our everyday life. In hospital, time means life. In business, time is money, as you know. In politics, time is equal to power. In this 21st century we are living in, time devices are placed everywhere. In the streets, we find city clocks. In the vehicles, aeroplanes, on the computer screens, in the office walls, even on your cell phone. No matter whether it is a smartphone or a simple one, it has an inbuilt clock. As a matter of fact, as I'm talking right now, you are looking at the time count of this video because you think it's gonna waste your time. Why? Because we make our plans, our decisions based on a certain time we set. Time guides our plans so that we can make right decisions in order to reap effective results. That is the reason why we have calendars in our homes to remind us which day it is today. The measurement of time helps us prioritize better options. I love sharing stories, especially my real life story, because the more I share it again and again, the more I learn a lesson from my blunders, and I strive never to repeat the same mistakes again. Listen closer to this one. It happened to me on 15th December 2003. I finished high school in 2002, grade 12, just as any other young man. I had my aspiration to join university as quickly as possible, but it wasn't as easy as I thought it could be. My parents had no money to care for my university education. I myself couldn't get cash because I had no qualification to get a job. I was in a real catch-22 situation. Then one day, it was on a Sunday, I had a vacancy ad from the World Vision office in Kalimani. They were looking for an English Portuguese translator to work for the sponsored child project. I said to myself, "Oh God, I can do that work." I took my CV and went to Kalimani. On that Monday, I submitted my CV at the secretary's desk, and I asked, "When can I come back for the feedback?" She replied to me that she had no clue, but I could keep going there every day. I went there on the following Tuesday. She told me no feedback yet. On Wednesday, she said no news, but don't get tired coming here. Thursday, she said my papers had been forwarded to the Human Resources Manager's office. Then on Friday, I didn't go there because I was tired of going there for nothing. Almost throughout the week, I decided not to go there actually. So I decided rather to go there on the following Monday. I went there on Monday. Guess what? Before I greeted, Ash asked me, have you seen some people sitting outside this office? I said, yes, I did. She said, they are waiting for the result of their interview, which they did last Friday. I said, what? She said, yeah, I'm sorry. I tried to reach you, but your cell phone was off. There is no way I can help you, my dear. Good luck next time. What did I have to do with the lack of next time when my need was on that present time? I almost got frozen when I heard this bad news. I missed up that job opportunity just for postponing Friday for Monday. I'm sure you too might have a similar story. You might not have lost a job opportunity as I did, but at one time You missed an opportunity because of mismanagement of time, and you wished you had the power to turn back the time so that you could recover that lost opportunity. Let us look at two great kings in the Bible who misused their opportunity time in their decision making. Let me just read a portion of this text from the book of Exodus, chapter 8, verse 10 and verse 9 and 10. Moses said to Pharaoh, I leave to you the honor of setting a time for me to pray for your official and your people, that you and your house be ready of the frogs, except those that remain in the Nile. Verses 10. Tomorrow, said Pharaoh. The text you have just heard me read is taken from the book of Exodus, which is a Latin word derived from Greek word, which translated into English language simply means exit or mass departure of people or migration, and it was written by Moses. So in this book of Exodus, Moses narrates the history of Israel in Egypt, the land of slavery, and how God, through Moses, led Israelites to go to Canaan, the promised land. I'm not interested in the details of the account of this Exodus. Rather, I am much interested in the reaction of the king Pharaoh in making a decision on the request of Moses to let these people go. This was the second plague Moses had to perform in Egypt when he was pleading for the exodus of Israel to Canaan in the palace of the king Pharaoh. The plagues were the evidence to the king to prove that he was sent by God. Moses turned his walking stick into a snake. The Egyptians' magician counterfeited the miracle, but they were defeated though. The first plague was blood. All the water body in River Nile in Egypt turned into the blood, even though the king didn't consent the request. Now extra frogs were the second plague. There were frogs in the bush, frogs in the valley, frogs in the farms, frogs in the compounds, frogs in the sitting rooms, frogs on the chairs, frogs in the bedroom, even frogs on their beds. There were frogs all over the places. Oh my God. You can imagine how horrible the situation was. Wherever you could step, you were stepping over the frogs. The stench was so bad, the scenario was so deplorable. Now, King Pharaoh called Moses and his brother Aaron and asked them if they could pray for their God to take away the frogs from his land. They accepted and said, because we can, the decision is yours to set the time. Then the king made a decision and said, tomorrow. I just want to concentrate on this word, tomorrow. That was the king's answer to Moses and his brother. Can you imagine such a situation? With such a decision, a king willing to sleep one more night with a frog. Another king was King Felix and his wife Drusilla. They went to visit Paul in prison, expecting that Paul would give them a bribe. Some commentators say Felix thought Paul had a huge amount of cash because he heard of him bringing an offering to Jewish Christian community in Jerusalem. So he wanted Paul to give him money in order to secure his release. But Paul no longer had the money. Even if he had it, he wouldn't offer a bribe to Felix. Paul instead preached to Felix and his wife about the faith in Jesus, righteousness, self-control, and the judgment to come. You can read it, Acts 24, verse 24 through 27. That's where the account has. But my emphasis is on verses 25 and 27. Verses 25 says, as Paul discoursed on righteousness, self-control, and the judgment to come, Felix was afraid. This means he was afraid to hear of judgment because he himself was a corrupt king. He said, that is enough for me now. You may leave. When I find it convenient, I will send for you. In other words, he said, when I had convenient time, he kept on sending for Paul frequently and talking with him because he thought Paul could bribe him to be released from the jail. But Felix never allowed Paul to speak about Jesus to him again. His lust for money, pride, greed, and selfish ambition made it continuously inconvenient for him not to change. Just as King Felix, How many times we have had great opportunity of listening to the powerful preachers, touching sermons, even attending camp meeting or crusades. Perhaps they touched exactly what we did or what we are still doing. And we heard a voice within us saying, react now, say yes to this call. Then an opposite voice told us, no, not now, not today, maybe next time when you have a time. After all, those are just stories, man. When is next time? When is tomorrow, my brother and sister? Like King Pharaoh, we are deciding to sleep one more night with frogs, one more time smoking, one more weekend to go clubbing. Do you know what most people usually say? Let me have my last fling, man. There is a lot of time. Read Isaiah 56 verse 12. Let us get some wine, this drunkard say, and drink all we can all the tomorrow. Tomorrow will even tomorrow will even be a better day than today. From Good News Version. You may say, well, that verse is speaking about drunkards, and I'm not a drunkard at all. That verse is not addressing only drunkards, my friend. That verse applies to anything wrong you are addicted to which makes you feel like having it more and more and more, which makes you think that tomorrow will even be a better day than today. Just like Father, though he knew it was better to spend one more night with frogs, he preferred to sleep with frogs one more night. His decision amid his own people. Many people know that their addiction is bad for their own health, their family, and the society around them. But if you tell them to quit their addiction, they'll tell you, I'll try, but not now, neither today, maybe next time. A drunkard knows that drinking is bad. It ruins his own life, his family, and his finances. But if you give him a piece of advice, he'll tell you next time. A prostitute knows pretty well the risks involved in a so-called profession. She knows that one day she may get an unwanted pregnancy or catch a disease, but she goes ahead on straight beside the advice she gets. Drug addicts, thieves, womanizers, witches, devil worshippers, and all those practice all kind of evil and all those shackled in the chains of addiction. If you approach them, they will tell you the same old story of next time or tomorrow. The devil knows that tomorrow is not a real day. So he keeps encouraging and deceiving people that there is a plenty of time tomorrow. And when tomorrow reaches, he says, not today. Tomorrow will even be a better day than today. Tomorrow, tomorrow, and tomorrow until there is no time no more. By the way, this is a phrase used frequently by unfaithful borrowers. They'll keep telling you, I'll pay tomorrow because they know tomorrow is not a real day until you give up on them. Remember King Pharaoh? He kept on adding in his heart and procrastinated his decision till the 10th plague when his own firstborn son died. And it was too late for him to recover the opportunity he had misused. Remember King Felix? 2 years later, he was succeeded by Porcius Festus. Though the Bible is silent on further details about Felix, but some historians say Felix had been called to Rome in 59 or 60 AD to answer for the disturbance and irregularities in his rule, such as the riots between the Jews and the Syrians. Then he died in office after 2 years. However, the fact is, he had no chance to hear of the gospel of salvation again till he died without accepting Jesus. Yet one time he had the opportunity to hear the good news of salvation through Paul and he neglected it. By the time they realized that they had misused their time and made wrong decisions, it was already too late for both Pharaoh and Felix to recover those missed opportunities. You can lose your health, you will recover it. If you can lose your money, you will gain it back. Your girlfriend or boyfriend can dump you, don't cry. Soon you will find your soulmate. But if you lose your opportunity, you will not get it back. Never ever procrastinate for tomorrow what you can do today. The wisest man who has ever lived 2,000 years ago once said in his book known as Proverbs, read Proverbs 27 verse 1. It says, never boast about tomorrow. You don't know what will happen between now and then. If you are reading from Good News Bible, you will understand it better. That verse seems to be contradictory to our real life today. We believe in tomorrow, don't we? Yes, we do. That's why we have 7 accounts we pay for our insurance just in case tomorrow something happens. We start so that tomorrow we are able to provide for ourselves and our family, right? Many have misunderstood themselves, but its application is that your tomorrow starts today. What you are thinking of tomorrow, put it in practice today. Modern technology, especially the weather forecast, tries to predict what tomorrow will look like so that business can be run effectively on the following day, but it fails to pinpoint the future exactly because their predictions are based on their laws of probability. This proves to us that nobody has an accurate idea of what all is tomorrow. The Apostle James, quoting the old wise man, wrote on his book, James 4, verse 13 and 14. Verse 13 says, now listen, you who say, today or tomorrow we will go to this or that city, spend a year, count on business and make money. He goes first explaining the reason why you and I can't rely on tomorrow. Verses 14. Why? Because you do not even know what will happen tomorrow. What is your life? You are a mist that appears for a little while and vanishes. My dear brother and sister, you and I have blown many opportunities. We have missed many chances. But the good news for us this morning is God is a loving Father. And He has given us one more chance. That second chance is called today. I quote the word today. Hebrews 4 verse 7 says, therefore God again said a certain day, calling it today in quotes again. When a long time later he spoke through David, as was said before, today, if you hear his voice, do not harden your heart. Just kick out that tomorrow mentality and respond positively. Tomorrow never comes. How many people have not made it to that day? Do you think we are so better off or more special or more deserving than those who haven't seen that day? Think about it for a little while. We are spared for a reason. The reason for which we are alive today, it is to recognize that great second chance called today. Manage your time by making right decision now. He is not gonna ask you, where have you been or what have you been doing all this time? No, He doesn't charge any late fee for late comers. Just apply today and you will qualify for salvation. Your application for salvation will be approved there and then because the vacancy is already there for you. There is no bureaucracy in the business of salvation where you have to be checked by the gate man that then he requests you permission from the secretary desk to see the managing director Jesus. No appointment needed. No protocol needed, my friend. Remember the story of Zacchaeus? He had understood the concept of not postponing because he had applied it several times in his office as an accountant. He knew once you miss an opportunity, it will never come back again. So when he heard that Jesus was passing by Jerusalem, he left his task in his house and decided to dash and meet him. For he knew perhaps that was the first and the last time for Jesus to pass through that place. So he had to grab that opportunity right at that time. Zacchaeus made his mind to have a turning point and change his life. Luke 19 verse 8 reads, But Zacchaeus stood up and said to the Lord, Look, Lord, and now I give half of my possession to the poor. And if I have cheated anybody out of anything, I'll pay back the amount. And verses 9 says, Jesus said to him, Today, I always repeat that today in chorus, today salvation has come to this house. Because this man too is a son of Abraham. My friend, never let an opportunity go. Zacchaeus accepted Jesus without wasting his time. He instantly changed from a greedy man into a philanthropic man. He started giving away his ill-gotten wealth to those having noticed, the poor. From being corrupt to being a man of integrity and honest, he started giving back what he had dishonestly taken from people. This was a real turning point of his life, a genuine repentance, and Jesus was impressed by Zacchaeus' decision. Jesus was impressed by Zacchaeus' radical change. Then Jesus qualified him immediately as one of the sons of Abraham. You know, to be called a son of Abraham, it has a lot meaning. It means you have the right to be a heir in the kingdom of heaven through your faith as one of those chosen nations of Israel. The same like the dying bodyguard, you remember him on the cross with Jesus. He was helpless and hopeless. He knew he had blown it half. It was the head of him. He looked at Jesus. Though they were on the same boat on that day, but he saw hope in that man, and he said to him in helpless, dying voice, you can read this. You can check it out in Luke 24 verse 42. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. What was the reaction of Jesus? Jesus struggled to turn to the side where the bad guy was, just to whisper to him good news of hope. Verses 43. Jesus answered him, I tell you the truth, today you will be with me in paradise. He told him that on that very day he was with him on paradise, but there were not on paradise on that night. Jesus simply meant your salvation is assured today. That guy used the few minutes he had to live to make the wisest decision ever. On the last minute of your journey here on earth, people make a quick review, a flashback of their life, perspective on their accomplishment, and it doesn't bother them if they never succeeded in business. It doesn't bother them if they never appear on TV. It doesn't bother them if they never got a degree, master's or PhD, or published a book. It doesn't bother them if they never have traveled around the world. It doesn't bother them at all. What bothers is, what have I accomplished in my life after all? Which decision are you making within your lifespan? Foolish or wise decision? David, the son of the wisest man, once said in Psalms 9 verse 12, teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom. The Good News version, I like it. It puts it this way. Teach us how short our life is, so that we may become wise. In other words, the writer of Psalm is saying, teach us, Lord, to be good time managers as long as we live, so that we can make wise decisions. By the way, there is no birthday celebration for you before you were born. There were not birthday celebration before your birth. And there will be no birthday after you die. Why? Because the counting of your days is over. Your calendar is not God's calendar. Where you count years, it counts days. Where you count days, it counts years. The Apostle Peter in his book, 2 Peter 3 verse 8 says, but in order to forget this one says, dear friends, when the Lord a day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is like a day. Is it possible that while we consider 2,000 years, it may be considered 2 days? And when we count in 2 days, it may be counting 2,000 years? Yes. God's time is not our time. God's calendar is not ours either. You think there is plenty of time, but does this length of time match with the length of your life? Think twice, my friend. If you don't manage your time by doing your to-do list and fulfilling your appointment on time, I mean, today you are planning to fail your business, you are planning to fail your project or your school. What if we don't manage our time and make right decision for our life today? The Apostle Paul says in 2 Corinthians 6 verse 2, the last sentence there, it says, now is the day of salvation. This means your salvation depends on the decision you make today, not tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. This concept is even known in the business world. You cannot strike a deal with your business partner and sign a deal with a stamp bearing the day of tomorrow. It will be foolishness. No, that's not applicable in any business. You strike the deal, put your signature, and seal it with today's date. Deal done. No complaint. That is the same with the business of salvation. Strike the deal with Jesus today, and He will close it by sealing the assurance of your salvation with the date of today. Now that you have understood the concept of time management and decision making in the context of the business of salvation, how many of you watching this video want to grab this golden opportunity like Zacchaeus? You may not stand before the Lord to return ill-gotten wealth, but there are things you cherish and you know that are not acceptable before the Lord. You can stand up like Zacchaeus and say, Lord, today I surrender my addiction. I quit my bad company, my concubines, my drugs, my devil worshiping practice, my idolatry, everything which is evil. Please help me, Lord. I want to take a new life in you. And the heavens gonna rejoice on this decision. You will automatically be integrated in the great family of faith, the family of Abraham. As we are coming to the end of this video, always remember this. Never call off today for tomorrow. Now is the time to make wise decision for you, for your better life in eternity. May God bless you. Amen and amen.